If one of your coworkers collapsed on the floor during a shift, we're guessing you'd know exactly what to do. But what if one of your colleagues becomes withdrawn or angry or tells you that they're thinking of quitting? Would you know the best ways to help? Do you know the best ways to keep your entire team strong and mentally safe so you can continue to do your best work together? Welcome to this brief introduction to wisdom, well-being, and peer support training. We're glad you want to learn more about this program and the ways you can support your team. Here's what it's all about. The wisdom and well-being approach has 3 pillars. 1. The first one we don't talk about often enough in health worker well-being programs, and that's identifying and eliminating unnecessary stressors in our workplace. We call this the stupid stuff, or all those things that make our work harder than it needs to be. Stupid stuff can include not having the supplies or staff we need, poor communication, inefficiency, or treating each other disrespectfully. 2. The second pillar is building resilience in the team to withstand the necessary stressors in our jobs. Stressors that come with the territory of caring for and helping people. This is the work we signed up to do, and we must have the internal resources to do this important work. 3. The third pillar is giving our teams the capacity to support one another when the going gets rough. We care for those we serve, right? Wisdom and well-being simply shifts our focus so we can care for each other when our colleagues are in distress. Stress is unavoidable, especially in the work we do caring for others in their most difficult times. Our goal is to help the health workforce identify and understand their stressors so that they can act individually and as a team to build well-being and respond effectively when the going gets tough. With the right knowledge and skills, teams can support each other in meaningful ways. Wisdom and well-being peer support builds on the things you already know how to do really well. People in the caring and first responder professions often hold strong ideals. These ideals are like a big backpack, allowing people to carry a lot of responsibility and to be prepared for just about anything. The ideals that health workers carry, selflessness, loyalty, stoicism, a strong moral code, and commitment to excellence are some of the things that make these workers awesome. They know how to do the right thing and care for others with compassion and professionalism. But wait, there's a catch. With heavy backpacks full of high standards and ideals, when the path gets steep, these qualities can make it hard for health workers to see when they, themselves, are suffering. They're so used to focusing on the needs of others that they often miss their own need for care, their own need for help. We know how to care for our patients and the other folks we serve. How do we learn to care for ourselves and the others on our team? This is where the wisdom and well-being approach can help. You may have a picture in your head of what a wise person looks like. What makes that person wise? We like to think of wisdom in 3 dimensions. First, there's the reflective capacity, which is how we develop awareness and learn from experience. Then there's the cognitive capacity, and this includes learning and understanding complex things. It also includes our ability to tolerate uncertainty. Finally, there's the affective capacity, or our ability to think of the greater good and to develop compassion and empathy. It's exciting to imagine working on a team or in an organization that values and fosters wisdom. To develop wisdom about our stress levels, it's helpful to understand the stress zones and how we move from one zone to another. Think of a stoplight, but with a bonus color, orange. When we're in the green or ready zone, we're healthy, fit, and well. We're firing on all cylinders, so to speak. We feel safe and connected, and we can move through our day with confidence and compassion. No problem. In the yellow or reacting zone, we're using more of our energy to respond to stress, and this may make us feel a little anxious. Some of us thrive when responding to manageable stress. Think about a busy day at work. That's when you're in the yellow zone. The next day will probably be better. In the orange or injured zone, we feel hurt and like we're losing control. We're distressed and may have trouble doing our work. It feels like the next day and the day after that will not get better. In the red or ill zone, we're at the end of our rope. Coping is not happening. We're disoriented or dysfunctional, with active and severe symptoms of a stress injury. In the Wisdom and Wellbeing peer support training, we'll learn more about these 4 stress zones. We'll talk about how and why we move from one zone to the other, and we'll talk about what to do to help a colleague recover from red to orange to yellow. We'll also talk a lot about growing the green, or building resilience and well-being when our minds are best able to learn new things. We'll talk about the different sources of stress in our lives. Wear and tear stress causes fatigue injuries from the daily stresses of our lives and can become a problem if we don't have the chance to recover. Life threat stress is a traumatic injury that threatens our personal safety or our sense of safety in the world. This can also include a threat to the safety of those we love. Loss is a grief injury that occurs when we lose someone or something we cherish. And inner conflict is a moral injury due to behaving in or witnessing others behave in a way that conflicts with our ideals and moral values. How do we help each other cope with these types of stress injuries? We begin with stress first aid. Developed to help military members during the stress of deployment and combat, we adapted stress first aid to help health workers deal with their own particular stressors. There are 3 key stages to stress first aid. 1. Recognizing a stress injury. Check and coordinate. 2. Prevent further harm. Cover and calm. 3. Promote recovery. Connect, competence, and confidence. Just like there's a stress continuum, there's also a continuum of stress support. In the green zone, you're probably ready to learn new skills and to support others. In yellow, team huddles or peer cohesion can be important. In orange, you may need the support of trained peers and leaders to address stress injuries. And in red, you may need urgent or emergent assistance. Our jobs are really hard right now. Is this going to help us? Yes, we truly believe it will. In Wisdom and Wellbeing peer support training, you'll learn to identify where you and your team are on the stress continuum. You'll learn the important shared language of stress first aid, a language that reduces the shame and stigma associated with caregivers needing care themselves. Our goal is to help you create a path of safety and dignity for you and all of your team when the going gets rough. As a health worker, the work you do is vital, and we'd be honored to help you and your colleagues care for each other so you can do your best work together. We invite you and your team to participate in Wisdom, Wellbeing, and peer support training. We hope you'll join us on this journey.